Hello and welcome. This video is designed to help you understand the new eligibility requirements for application, specifically around the new professional development requirements for the APTD and CPTD certifications. First, let's look at the requirements as a whole. On the left, the APTD requirements include 3 years of work experience and 28 hours of professional development within the last 3 years. On the right, the CPTD is 5 years of work experience and 60 hours of professional development within the last 5 years. So if you look at it like this, with the work experience on the top and the professional development on the bottom, the work experience, the top half, are the things that you've done, the jobs, volunteer roles, the experience you have in talent development. And the bottom half, the professional development, are the things you've learned, courses you've taken, webcasts you've seen, chapter events and conferences you've attended where you were the learner. To note, for the APTD certification, an ATD master designation will satisfy the entire professional development requirement, and for the CPTD, earning the APTD first or an ATD master designation will satisfy that requirement. So let's step back a minute and define professional development. From a quick glance, professional development includes training, formal education, or advanced professional learning intended to help people in their professional knowledge, competence, skill, and effectiveness. And it can take many forms: quick, informal, and virtual, all the way to multi-day, formal, and in-person. Examples of eligible professional development activities include attending commercially available talent development educational courses or talent development workshops, attending educational sessions related to talent development at industry conferences, attending talent development chapter events, or even attending an undergraduate or graduate level talent development course. Turning now to the 5 keys of adding professional development. First, your professional development can be either formal or informal learning, but it must be trackable and reportable. In the event your application is audited, you will need to supply ATD CI with documentation in the form of a receipt of registration, email confirmation, or certificate of completion. Additionally, each instance of professional development needs to be at least 30 minutes in length and acquired within the last 3 years for the APTD or 5 years for the CPTD. Finally, owing to the importance of having a foundation in talent development concepts and theories, we will only accept professional development from the professional and organizational capabilities. A key here is also that the application will not let you apply until you have fulfilled all eligibility requirements for the certification. Now let's focus on those capabilities accepted as concepts for professional development. Seen here on the screen are 2 of the domains from the ATD Talent Development Capability Model. On the left is the developing professional capability, and on the right, impacting organizational capability. Within these 2 circles, you'll find 14 areas that you could use for professional development. A key here is that the application will ask you to classify which area your professional development covers. And your professional development does not need to hit all 14 areas. The content you submit needs to fall within 1, 2, 3, or more capabilities. For example, let's say you took a course called Training Virtually. That course might fall within the instructional design capability, training delivery and facilitation capability, or even technology application. Use your best judgment in selecting the capability area associated with the content of your professional development. Please note that ATD CI staff cannot make determinations of eligibility or legitimacy of individual professional development over the phone or via email. We will only be reviewing it as part of your application. We've gotten some questions about whether ATD's prep courses count toward professional development eligibility requirement, and we are happy to report that the new APTD and CPTD prep courses offered by ATD Education will count for 20 hours each. Unfortunately, we cannot count any legacy ATD prep from before February 2020 for the APTD or before March 2020 for the CPTD. Another thing to note is if you are an ATD Professional Plus member, you have access to a set of Essential Elements courses as a member benefit to you. And of those Essential Elements courses, there are 7 that we have identified that relate back directly to professional or organizational capabilities. And you can use those as professional development, 1 hour credit for each one. We cannot accept reading books or journals because it's not easily trackable, and we cannot accept training in a specific industry, platform and proprietary content training, or business meetings because the content needs to relate directly back to talent development. You can also find pre-approved content on our recertification website. Some programs pre-approved for recertification can also be used for professional development for certification eligibility. These offerings are automatically approved as long as they're within the required domains. There is a whole world of professional development out there, and your professional development need not just come from ATD. There are examples shown on the screen of other providers, and we welcome professional development from these providers and others. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email address is certification@td.org. Thank you.